Hi everyone, this is Dr. Diana Songsong. In our last video, we talked about arithmetic sequence. So if you want to review arithmetic sequence, simply follow the card above. Okay? And now we are going to talk about a different kind of sequence, and this is known as a geometric sequence. So stick around and watch this video lesson.
Okay, let us recall that an arithmetic sequence is just a sequence whose consecutive terms have a common difference. That is, you keep on adding or subtracting the same number to get the next term. Whereas a geometric sequence is a sequence wherein the ratios of the consecutive terms are the same. So remember the difference between arithmetic and geometric sequence. For arithmetic sequence, you keep on adding. For a geometric sequence, you keep on multiplying. Alright, that's the difference. That's why for an arithmetic sequence, you have a common difference D, whereas for a geometric sequence, this ratio here, which we will call the common ratio, will be denoted by R. Okay, let us recall also that in arithmetic sequence, I will denote it by A dot S. How do we compute the common difference D? That is, we get right minus left. If you have two consecutive terms, this is left, this is right, correct? When you get the difference, that is your common difference D, right minus left. Whereas for a geometric sequence, to get the common ratio R, we get right over left. Okay, let's have an example. So let's see whether this is a geometric sequence. We have 6, 12, 24, and 48. Now, for some of you, it might be easy for you to see it, but for some who cannot easily see it, how do we know if we have a geometric sequence? You always form the ratio right over left. So, for example, if I take these two terms here, what will be the right over left? My right term is 12 over 6. So that's equal to 2. Now let's see whether that is the same for all our terms. Okay, so I will just erase this. Now let's look at the next two consecutive terms. We have 12, 24. What is my right over left there? My right term is 24 over, and then my left is 12, and that is equal to 2. Okay, so you have noticed they are the same. Now let's check if this is really a geometric sequence. So what this 2 here, this is saying that this is our common ratio R. So that means that this geometric sequence is defined by repeatedly multiplying 2, right? So 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. Okay, so the answer here is yes, with common ratio equal to 2. Next, we have 1, 8, 27, and 64. So is this a geometric sequence? I will look at my first two terms, 1 and 8. So I will check my right term over left term. My right term is 8, right? My left term is 1. So this is saying that from 1 to 8, I multiplied it by 8. Correct? So 1 times 8 is 8. Now let's see if this is a geometric sequence. Okay, if this is a geometric sequence, from the next term, we have to multiply it by 8 also. But what can we observe here? We have 8 times 8, that's not equal to 27. Correct. So that means that this is not a geometric sequence. And also, just so that you can see it further, when we looked at 1 and 8 there, the right over left ratio is 8. Whereas if we look at the two terms, 8/27, my R over left is 27/8, and this is not equal to 8. Okay, so remember, for a geometric sequence, we need to multiply the same number in order to get the next term in ours. Okay, how about this one? Is this a geometric sequence? Now, if I just ask you, what is the next number in this sequence? Let's look at the numerator. What's the pattern? For the numerator, I'm just talking about the numerator, okay? For the numerator, what happens? You keep on adding 1, right? So the next term is 7. What about the denominator? What do you think is the pattern? Now, take note that 5, and to become 25, you multiply it by 5, right? 25 times 5 is actually 125. And 125, when you multiply it again by 5, you get 625. So therefore, what will be the denominator on the next term? You multiply it by 5. So that is 625 times 5, you get 25. This is 12, 31. So that's 3,125. So although there is a pattern here, this is not a geometric sequence. Okay? Because remember, for a geometric sequence, in order to get the next term, you just have to multiply the term, a term here by a constant ratio. Now, although this is not a geometric sequence, we have observed actually that only the denominators form a geometric sequence. Clear? Okay, what about this one? 2 4/3, 8 9s, and then 16/27. Now again, for those of you who have difficulty in determining whether this is a geometric sequence, what do? You get 2 consecutive terms. I will use 2 and 4/3, and then we will compute right over left. So in that case, that is 4/3 all over 2. How do you divide a fraction? So you copy the numerator, and then the over here becomes multiplication, and then the denominator 2 will be changed to its reciprocal. Correct? 4/3 times 1/2 becomes 1, 2. So the answer here is 2/3. What is that saying? Now, I don't actually want to do the right over left again, because these are fractions, and then it's a little bit longer to divide, right? If you have to keep on doing the R over left. So what I do is, I just look at the R over left in my first 2 terms here. And then, from there, I will now know that, okay, from 2 to 4/3, that means I multiply it by 2/3. So how do we know whether this is a geometric sequence? I will now multiply this same number on 4/3 to see if I will get 8 9s. Okay, so let's check. So is 4/3 times 2/3 equal to 8 9s? Yes, that's correct. And then again, from 8 9s, if I multiply by 2/3, do I get 16/27? So we have 8 over 9 times 2/3. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 3 is 27. So that means that yes, this is a geometric sequence with common ratio equal to 2/3. Okay, what about this one? 3, 1, 1/3, 1/9, and 1/27. Let's do that again. So I will get my first two terms. 3, 1. My r over left there is 1/3. So now I will check whether, so that means that 3 to become 1, it will just be multiplied by your number r here, which is 1/3. Okay, let me just write it here so that it will be bigger. 3, 1, 1/3, 1/9, 127, and then, so again, 3 times 1/3 is 1. 1 times 1/3 is, that's correct. That is really 1/3. 1 times 1/3 is 1/3. 1/3 times 1/9 is really 1/27. Yeah, correct. So wait, this is times, this is still times 1/3. Okay, and then 1/9 times 1/3 is 1/27. So the answer is yes, with common ratio equal to 1/3. Okay? Alright, so now that we have already finished discussing whether something is a geometric sequence, we now proceed with examples wherein we want to find the missing terms in a geometric sequence. So let's look at this one. So remember what is very important about geometric sequence. You need to know their r. And again, I will always reiterate that the common ratio r is equal to right over left term. So in this case, our problem is to get r, right? Remember, you cannot define a geometric sequence if you do not know what the r is. So I will now look at these two terms over here, 32 and 128. So from there, what will be my r? The right term is 128 over left 32. And what is that? Okay, so if you want, you can divide both numerator and denominator, let's say by 2, just so that it will become smaller. 128 divided by 2 is 64 over 32 divided by 2 is 16, right? And then both are divisible by what? By 4, okay? Or if you want, actually 64 over 16 is equal to 4 because 16 times 4 is 64. So anyway, my point here is that we now know that the ratio is 4. So therefore, this one, the next term is 2 times 4. So the answer is 8. So let's just check if we are right. 8 times 4, we are correct. It's 32. So we're right. Next. So again, remember, you just have to get two consecutive terms like this and get the common ratio. Oh, what is that? What is the common ratio? That's negative 64 right over left, which is 32. And that is equal to negative 2. There you go. So that means times negative 2 times negative 2. And then here, times negative 2 as well. So the missing terms are negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. And then 128 times negative 2 is negative 256. Okay? Next, find the missing terms. Okay, so take note here that actually you can just look at the patterns. All of them starts with 3, right? And then they have x. But what happens to the exponents? 2, 4, 6, 8. What do you think is the term here? What happens to the exponents? It gets added by 2. Just the exponents, right? I'm looking at the exponents only. Alright? But what kind of sequence is this? Does that mean that this is an arithmetic sequence? No. What I'm just saying is that the exponents form, I'm just saying that the exponents form an arithmetic sequence. But this sequence is not an arithmetic sequence by itself. Take note that this is a geometric sequence where the common ratio is, can you guess what that is? Okay, again, if you have difficulty in just looking at it, you can get the right over left. I will get two terms, this one, 3x squared and 3x4. Right term is 3x4, left term is 3x squared. What is this? 3 over 3 gets cancelled. x4 over x squared is equal to x squared, right? You subtract the exponents. So what is this saying? This is a geometric sequence with common ratio equal to x squared. That's the reason why the exponents always gets added by 2. Okay, it is always increased by 2. Alright? Next, for this one, again, the direction here is that this is already a geometric sequence. Look at the common ratio. What do you think that is? Let's compute. Right over left. So that's 6x squared over 3x. What is that? 6 over 3, that becomes 2. And then x squared over x is equal to x. So that is our common ratio. Alright? So therefore, what is the next term? You multiply it by 2x. Oh, what is 24x4 times 2x? The answer is 24 times 2 is 48. x4 times x is x raised to 5. So that's the answer. 48x5. Okay.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also watch for more videos here.